he was fantastic, except he grew to an age he could sire back over his mare and his sister. So we had to get him out of there. We had to have a whole team to do it. So when the parks guys, and I've met the park trappers, and I can tell you now, and this is what people don't like to hear what I say, those guys do a really good job. They do the best that they can to ensure those Brumbies are not hurt and that them as government employees aren't hurt. It's not an easy job, but if you live in Tumut and you've got a mortgage, you know, these guys may have started in parks for different reasons, but they do a very good job. However, it costs the government $5,000 per horse to be trapped. Now, the Blowering guys told me this directly, and they said at that cost, that is why, when the Brumby numbers exploded and grew, that was why that sadly it became an unfeasible financial, government's about costs and money and things. Now listen, I know people probably don't want to hear this, and I'll have all these other answers, but also, when that horse, Brumby, is trapped, when it goes in, they get separated directly, straight. Now in that trap, they're not necessarily trapped with their family members, they're just trapped with whoever was in the trap that day. A lot of other Brumbies are on the outside. Now in that trap, as soon as they get to Blowering, they're separated out into stallion, mare, filly and colt. All right, when it comes to Brumbies with small foals on board, very occasionally that has come in, and also we've had Brumbies fully pregnant, and we took 4 of those directly straight here, because if we didn't, they'd have to get on a truck to Queensland, and usually they abort on that truck. You're talking 60 Brumbies loaded into a truck for a 24-hour journey, and that's being kind. Now, rehoming, I wouldn't have met Sonny, I wouldn't have been down this whole journey. Sonny and Sammy, my 2 own Brumbies, never came through the trapping process. They were roped, and they had all this other horrible stuff done to them, but anyway, that's another story. But you can't just turn around and go, we've saved this Brumby's life, it cost, the government this much. That's the answer. As I've said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, when a Brumby comes in and it's been handled by humans, and it's had humans touch, it is no longer a wild horse. All right? It's a Brumby, but it's not a wild horse. Which you wouldn't go into Taronga Zoo and say the tigers there are wild tigers. All right, and that's where I know, because I've trained so many of them, I understand what wild. Now, pure wild is quite crazy. There's the Brumbies over at Tentengra. They've never seen humans. They've been coming up out of the Murrumbidgee, and they you can walk straight in amongst them and walk around in their foals. They have no fear of humans. The peppercorns, long plains, they built fear. We built fear into a lot of those chestnuts. There's some crazy ones. They don't like us much. I know one called Cozzy. It took us 3 goes at trying to train for gelding for this fellow. And as I said, we do all our training, no force. We don't use rope. The last thing we put on is a halter and lead. We have to be able to handle and put our hands all over them. They have to want to walk up, join on our shoulder. We've learned a lot about how to create a happy Brumby in domestic life. And when we do the serrated tussock, no, do not take a wild horse and put them out on a paddock and say, good, eat your tussock. Oh, hang on, in 8 years' time, your hooves are that long, they're flippers. You're in absolute pain. Hang on, I can't catch you. Actually, the minute I try to put you in a yard, you have a risk of literally dislocating your hip with those hooves. So you can see it's not as simple as save them and put them out and keep them. There's so much more to it. We've flipped it. We know the government wants a couple of things. 1, they want a solution to serrated tussock. 2, we've created a tourism product, and Snowy Brumby Horsemanship has, every summer we have hundreds of people, or thousands of people come and do a Brumby experience. We've got a dinner show. Charlie's the man. Charlie's doing running Snowy River, we've created a tourism product, and our trained Brumbies train the more untrained. So if you had a look here at Twisty, and if you look at Sandy, you will see something that's going on. Sandy's a mature, she's a well-trained mare. She's probably about 15, 16. She is Twisty's rock right now. You see that? He's 5. He's done a lot, but he came off the truck and he follows wherever she goes, and he takes comfort in her. So we're not just the trainers, the Brumbies we work with are, and I cannot thank them enough for their work that they do, for all of us.
Thank you for everything you do. Can I ask one more thing? Are there questions in the crowd as well? I'm going to hand the mic around, but what is your ultimate vision? I love the fact that you're not bagging anyone else. It's a big problem, and I think that is the point to an extent. We all have to work together as much as possible. Not one solution is going to be the solution. What's your ultimate for your organisation?
I think you just hit the nail on the head, Edwina, with, I think, issue number one. I find it staggering that there are so many people out there that are all claiming that they want to help the Brumby, and yet the fighting and the abuse that goes on Facebook and social media, and a lot of people sort of say, oh, we never see Snowy Brumby Horsemanship at the rallies, and we never see you here, and it's like, because we've chosen not to fight. We can't win if we all keep fighting. So, we've put our head down, we do what we believe in. Not everybody's going to believe in the process that we run, and that's fine, but ultimately we're all here trying to do the same thing. We just happen to, I suppose, through the charity and through the group of people that we've got on board and that help us, sort of turn around and go, what is the purpose of these horses? How can we give them true value? And I think where Snowy Brumby Horsemanship stands from a charity point of view, if we can continue to collect scientific data, if we can get some support from students, research, grant funding, to look at not only the serrated tussock but also the Brumby, the evolution of that Brumby from when it was released up in the high country. It wasn't a national park when they first released the horses. They've been up there for 200 years. It's only been a national park for 80.
With fire control in Bega for over 12 years.
I was going to talk about fire threat.
Just another interesting point to bring up. I've been a volunteer with Bega Valley Fire Control Centre for over 12 years. The fire aspect is enormous if these animals are removed from Kosciuszko National Park. And Kosciuszko National Park is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of acres. We've got about 100 horses left. My God. It's so cruel.
Thank you. It is, and if you've been up there, the grass is now that long. You can't see kangaroos, you can't see wombats. It's way too long for them. We are getting old, and yet we have our younger generation. It is you guys who will follow this through. I hope by us learning about serrated tussock, understanding parks, we could create a tourism product actually up in the park, like on the model that we do at SBH, and also we can put value back into the horses. Unless they're valued, I'm sorry to say, they're some will always survive, some will always get away, but in 2012 I sat in that pub over there, and it was a cold wintry night. Charlie, you were 5. We didn't, we weren't really horsey people. We just met Sonny, and we walked in, and all I saw was people yelling and screaming at each other. I saw people threatening park staff that I know as friends with their lives. I saw people I put my hand up on that night, 14 years ago, and I said, I'm sorry guys, but this just seems such a waste. And today we just wasted that many Brumbies who could actually make a difference on the serrated tussock and live back on mountain ground. Can you imagine that government turns around, and the Madison National Park have just put a big fence around a serrated tussock area, and they're trialling how to get rid of the tussock. If you want to know what success is, I want those parks people to turn up and say, we heard you've got some answer to the tussock. Can you maybe bring some drums up here and let us have a look and see what happens? Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be amazing.
That is what is all we can do. Yep.
Let's try and make that happen. Thank you so much. So much information, wealth of info. Don't go far because there might be more questions. But we'll move on. I want to introduce Sam. Thank you so much for bringing something in Jindabyne. I keep looking at things on Facebook going, what about us? So thank you for running today. She's actually speaking. Sam runs Where the Horses Run. She's an amazing, beautiful person. She's got a sanctuary that's founded on allowing. She's speaking now on behalf of Lisa Caldwell from Umbango South. Is that correct? Oh, okay. They're two separate. Excuse me. So I'll hand over to you to intro properly. Thanks, Sam.
Hey everyone, thank you so much again for coming out. I know I didn't give anybody much notice at all, and thank you to our wonderful ladies for speaking today. It's a wealth of knowledge that we can all learn from. I'm a big believer in everybody can learn something from everybody, especially in the Brumby world. I did an interview yesterday and I spoke about unity being the most important thing. I've been a bit disgusted of late, I suppose, over all the infighting. But I believe there is a way forward, and the way forward is together. We all have something to bring to the discussion, and I believe we can all learn from each other on different matters. But I'm not speaking about me today. So Lisa Caldwell has sent me an email of her speech. Unfortunately, she's in Queanbeyan today. And can't be here because she wanted to meet with parliamentary figures. So this is her speech. So good morning, everyone. I'm reading this message today on behalf of Lisa Caldwell from the Snowy Mountain Horse Riders Association, who is a former member of the Kosciuszko Wild Horse Heritage Community Advisory Panel and Kosciuszko Wild Horse Steering Committees, who could not attend today. Thank you all for being here and standing up for our Snowy Brumbies. The story of the Brumby is a part of Australia's story. The first horses arrived with the first fleet in 1788. More came with explorers, stockmen, settlers, and the cavalry. Some escaped, some were released, and over generations they've adapted to the bush all over Australia, becoming the wild horses we know today as Brumbies. For almost 200 years, Brumbies have lived in the Snowy Mountains. They have become an integral part of the region's identity, inspiring stories, poems, movies, and festivals like Banjo Patterson's The Man from Snowy River and Brumby's Run. The many shows, live spectaculars and dozens of festivals, and generations of Australians who see these horses as symbols of courage, endurance and freedom. In 2018, the New South Wales Parliament had formally recognised that heritage by passing the Kosciuszko Wild Horse Heritage Act, but today that proud heritage is being slandered. Instead of working with local communities to find humane and practical solutions, many hundreds of these magnificent animals have been shot inhumanely from helicopters. No matter where you stand on horse management, surely we can all agree that Australia should always strive for the most humane, transparent and accountable methods available. This is about more than horses. It's about honesty and transparency. It's about our heritage. It's about ensuring government decisions are based on truth, real science, and be accountable for it. As Australians, we have a right to ask reasonable questions. Are the population estimates accurate? Have all humane alternatives been explored? And why are the government's own experts on this matter being ignored? These are fair questions and they deserve honest answers, but we will never get them. Today we stand together not in anger, but in hope. Hope that future generations will still have the chance to see wild Brumbies living free. Hope that our leaders remember that good conversation and compassion are not enemies, they can and must exist together. Hope that humane management can replace destruction. Because once our mountain Brumbies are gone, we cannot bring them back. Let us be that generation that stood up, spoke out, and refused to stay silent. So thank you, Lisa, for that. And then Jenny from Unbango, unfortunately she couldn't be here today, but she's also, so I work quite closely with Jenny. She's a great person and I really believe in what she's doing. And I don't know if anybody saw her post yesterday about Poster Boy's mare. So she's managed to track her down, and they were spotted in the park lots together over the years. And he's actually, for his horse's birthday, he's getting her back. Which is just, it's just a nice story in all the bad news that we hear. So, a message from Umbango South to be read aloud at the Jindabyne rally. Sally and I are sorry we can't be with you today, but we send our warmest greetings and our thanks to every one of you who turned out. Thank you for showing up for our beloved Brumbies. At Umbango South, we're proud to do the small part we can as a sanctuary and as approved rehomer. But today isn't about us, it isn't even about all of us, it's about the Brumbies. Here is where we stand, and we think most of you stand here too. We would love these horses to stay in their home in the high country, but we understand their numbers also need to be managed. We do not accept that any horse should be shot in the name of protecting the environment. There is a better way. There is never an excuse for shooting a wild horse when a credible alternative exists. For those horses whose alternative is a bullet, rehoming and sanctuary are a better option. It works, it just needs proper support to ensure it works well and long term. So what we're asking for is a real plan, built on evidence, designed together with everyone who should be at the table. And where horses do need to come out of the park, we ask one thing: do it humanely, not with a gun. Now, the most important thing, look around you. So many people all doing their bit in their own way, with what they have. Some do a little, some do a lot. Some get it right the first time, some are still learning. It doesn't matter. If you are working hard with a good heart for these horses, you deserve to be celebrated, and we all thank you. Here is the truth we most need to hear. We may not all agree. Some of us have real differences, big ones, about how to best protect these horses, but fighting each other only leads to one thing: the defeat of our cause. When we turn on each other, the horses lose, so we have to find a way to work together anyway, because that's the only way the public will hear what we're actually saying. The other side is counting on us to fall apart. Every time we fight among ourselves, they call it a win. Let's not give them that. Put the differences aside, stand together. And one last thing, every person here wants a healthy, thriving Kosciuszko. We love this country, and so do you. So don't let anyone tell you it's the horses or the environment. That's a lie, told to make us look like a fringe who don't care about the land. We all know it isn't true. You can love the national park and want these horses to live. We do, most Australians do. So thank you so much to everyone there today and to everyone supporting these Brumbies. Stay calm, stay strong, stay together. That's how we win this. For the Brumbies up in the country tonight and all the ones still to come. Stand together and let's keep them safe. Jenny and Sally, Umbango South.
Do you want to say something?
No, I just want to say a genuine thank you for everyone coming out and spending some time with us here today. It really means the world to me, and I'm sure it means the world to people who have been around for 60 years and riding through the hills for the last 40. And I respect those people. I respect the people that have been in this fight for so many years. I take my hat off to all of you. I'm pretty new to it. I'm not new to horses, but I'm new to the Brumby world, and all I care about at the end of the day is that they're safe. That's what means the most to me. All right, thank you guys.
All right, I think we have one more speaker, which would be your daughter, Madison. So Madison Quinn has grown up around horses and lived locally for the past 6 years. She assists Sam with the day-to-day operations of their sanctuary, including training and working with the horses in their care, and she owns Brumbies herself. Welcome, Matt. Go for it.
Hello.
Hey.
Obviously the fighting is disgusting and everything like that, but I really don't think that this rally needs any more of that. And
Hold the mic up.
Sorry. They don't really need the attention. But I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. And as everybody has said, we also need to depend on the younger generation, and I just want everybody to know that it is safe with the people that we do have around. And they are wonderful people, and I just want to say how grateful I am for the older generation and everybody teaching us and helping us out so we can protect the Brumbies for a longer period of time. And I do want to say that horses are brilliant and smart and brave animals, and they try so hard for us, and the fact that we can't even put half a leg in is disgusting, and we have all come up with medium plans where we all meet in the middle and not a single one of them has been heard. And I think it is really disturbing for the government in the future and us to look on it and say, well, it's not really, what else are they not going to listen to us about? It really does show that we don't really have an opinion, which sucks and it hurts and it does make us grow up in a bit of a bad aspect, but looking on the positive side of it, we are winning with the horses that we do have. They are beautiful animals and they try so hard for us, and they are such supportive creatures, and they have definitely helped and saved me, and I think that's why I am putting so much effort in for them, because they have broken my heart a million times, but they have always picked up the pieces no matter what. And they try so hard for us, and I think we need to try just a little bit harder for them and put all our differences aside, because watching it from a younger aspect, the first thing when I search up Brumby on Facebook is just drama. And the fact that I'm searching it up and that's the first thing to come up, it's absolutely disgusting. A beautiful picture of a horse should come up, not drama. It's ridiculous. I'm going to make it nice and short and sweet. I love my horses and I think they're amazing, and they definitely do need to be protected, because it's not a joke. Every time you guys are starting drama and doing something ridiculous, it's taking more effort off of the Brumbies and not focusing all on them. And it's stupid. It's stupid that you think you're protecting the Brumbies. But anyways, have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody, and just know that the younger generation definitely has the horses as well.
Hooray for you and the younger generation. Thank you. So, I guess, do some of the speakers want to come up? Are there any questions from the crowd that anyone want to ask anything as such? Reese asked me what else he could do. Reese, I'm going to call you out. So what else can everyone do? You guys are in the front line for people like me and Reese who are home going horrified. Share it on our socials. Yes, that's my last 10 posts, I think. There's also, sorry.
The politically correct version of
the correct, yeah, well, let's just be adults is really all that comes down to, isn't it? Like, from what I've seen, I think we're dealing with 5-year-olds. I do mediation. I talk about people being aged 3 in fight. That's a lot of that happening, I think.
Contact your council member. Always ask what they're doing, why they're not doing anything about it.
Council member,
Ask where
state
the
government,
money's
or
going.
is it federal? Are we talking Kristen McBain, or who are we talking to?
Penny Sharp.
That was Penny Sharp.
Yeah, Penny Sharp and
If she
Chris
listens,
Mays.
yeah.
If you
Penny
don't,
Penny Sharp, that is it?
yeah. Do you mind if I give a speech?
Not at all.
Is that all right?
Where are you from?
Sydney.
Sydney. Okay, what's your background?
Hungarian.
I'll let you introduce yourself. Go for it.
All right. I came down for different reasons, but anyway, I'm glad that I'm here. I didn't know you were gonna have a meeting about Brumbies, but I'm so glad that I'm here. I actually created one of the documents, Supreme Equitable Notice. I don't know if you are aware of that. Sue and he was running it. Anyway, so if anyone needed, I'm more than happy to share it with you. We basically... Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry. My name is Ravona. Okay, so... Oh, just quickly, I'm coming from a communist country. Okay, I lived in communist for 10 years. So when I came here in 2005, I lived in America, grew up in Hungary, and then I came here in 2005. 2009, I realized that the system is legally corrupted through my IELTS test. Anyway, 2019, I done a lot of research. I love law, justice, okay, proper justice. So from 2019, I've been studying law pretty much, and I'm involved pretty heavily. 2021, I got arrested, thanks to the New South Wales Police. I used to be an Uber driver as well, so not anymore, okay? Funny that, just quickly, yesterday we were coming down. I had 4 of my friends got bashed up in the last couple of years around Kuma area by the New South Wales Police because they didn't do breast test. Okay, so you have to choose the battles. But anyway, let's go back to the Brumbies. Now, okay, so I know a couple of people that have been connected anyway. And going back to the Brumbies, now, what I was saying just a couple of months ago, and I did lives about it as well, on Facebook you can find me, Mona Pamela. Contact all the politicians here in New South Wales. We got on I think 135, New South Wales 135 politicians. The main one is Penny Sharp, Chris Means, who is going against the Brumbies. I just did another research another day. As well, local and federal MPs. You should get involved the federal MPs as well, because Anthony Albanese is behind that, and plus the climate change agenda. Most of the times everything goes back to Penny Sharp. Penny Sharp was made to resign just in May step down for 2 weeks. Unfortunately, she's back again. I strongly believe, this is me, okay, one of the favorite of the fiduciary duty notices I created back years ago, using fiduciary duty notices in regards to the Brumbies, because they're basically trying to destroy the, creating the climate change agenda, yeah, basically killing the Brumbies and the horses. So I would strongly suggest you go and talk to your politician, because all the politicians in this country, it doesn't matter whatever you are, they got a fiduciary duty to look after us. That's their job. And the more of us basically go and do it, that's how you can make the change. I've been doing this for years now with fiduciary duty notices. We're pretty much achieving step by step little bits and bits. I'm into equity law and trust law now. And just basically going back to the politicians, I can see very small but very little changes. I strongly believe, this is me again, okay, if you got a face and you just keep going with the fiduciary duty notices, and they are here to look after us. It's not another way around. And as soon as you comprehend this one, that this public servant, crown servant, and I know they're foreign agents, we all know the whole country is run by foreign corporation, that's okay. They got a fiduciary duty. In the end of the day, they are here to serve us. They do not like it. Same with the police officers, politicians. As soon as you use the fiduciary duty, they don't like it.
So,
yeah.
So sign petitions and contact your local MP and federal, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thanks for anyone else have any area of expertise they want to share? I think, yeah, please, question for any of the speakers or...
I'm sort of connected with SBH, and I've just heard recently about the 1080 poison up there with regards to carrots.
Yeah,
so, like, because I don't know, and because we've got such a wide range of knowledge here, I'm just wondering, like, I know they've been using 1080 up there for a long time, but with these carrots, is that going to be another threat to Brumbies?
And everything?
Oh yeah, everything, but just...
I'm not an expert, but
talking
yeah,
about Brumbies,
but let's hand it to the experts. I've heard that. I've also heard mixed things about the grubbery frog and fertilisers, making them sick, not...
Thanks,
and
Matt.
there's a lot of things. So go for it.
Okay, so the Brumby, the wild horse, their senses of smell, taste and everything are quite remarkable. So far we've had Brums in different places, and they've, like you say, they get into the gardens, or they go in here and go in there. They're quite clever to be able to sniff things first. And I know my mate, he was a 1080 baiter up in the park for dogs around, and sadly it's because of the perisher and they just chuck rubbish everywhere. The dogs come in, and that's what dogs do. They need food. Oh, by the way, there's dogs everywhere up there now. But yes, they're very clever at sniffing stuff out. Maybe a young one would nibble it and try it for a bit, because they're a bit more inquisitive. I don't think that they would. No, some do and some don't. We've thrown carrots out, and some of our pure wild ones or whatever, they look at them and they sat there. The Woolies gave us 20 kilos of carrots, and I was like, thank you very much. So I threw them out, and they came down, the next day. They're all still there. So I don't know is the answer on that one, but I mean, you'd be a cruel bastard to do it, wouldn't you? Yeah. No.
Can you expand on? I had an experience with the. Sorry, but you're so knowledgeable. Sorry, it's great having you here. With someone living on the edge of the park, having a girl hiking from Victoria to New South Wales, running out of the park in fear, having been attacked by wild dogs in her tent and shredding the tent and running out of there terrified for her life.
Yep.
Is this becoming a huge problem because of the dead carcasses up there everywhere? Like you're
yes,
in there?
the answer is yes. So Probably when we were first riding up there, you'd see people talked wild dogs, dingoes, and things like that. But I'm not getting into that discussion. But if you imagine, a lot of the pure dingoes are living quite remotely, not around the Snowy 2 camps and places. But so the first cull that had carcasses everywhere, and the things that fed up on them were the dogs and, of course, the pigs. And, of course, now we've had 2 years and they've had that winter without feed. So we were riding up there in May in Ware's Yards area, and we've started to see dogs follow us along tracks. They're coming into the campgrounds. We had a mate who has a horse business up there. He had a horse attacked while it was tied up. At night, got its back leg attacked and sadly kicked another horse and broke the other horse's leg. But people say to me, well, they're dingoes, but I don't know. These guys, their hoof prints in the mud are as big as my hand. They're massive. I carry a stock with me in the park, and it's not about stallions. Stallions are actually quite friendly. They just don't know how to say it. But that stock whip now is if I was laying with a broken leg on that ground for a period of time, I'd want that stock whip. I also have an EPIRB. I mean, you've got to be smart out there. But yeah, the dogs are huge number, and sadly, because they now don't have anything to eat, they're looking to come into the park. They're looking for feed. They're looking for humans. Rubbish, and so it's not good.
Is that anywhere in the conversation? Like, is anything being done with national parks with that you were aware of? I know that you're not everyone and everything, but you are well informed.
The parks know that the dog numbers are increasing, and that's probably that 1080 discussion. So it's just, Sidonie's probably best to talk about the whole ecology system of it all, but you're not stupid. If you put a huge meat source up in the park for something to breed up on, they're going to breed up on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, hence the complexity of it all.
Yep.
Thank you. Do you want to add anything, Sidonie, or are you good?
Just quickly, if anyone is interested in the whole, half dressed.
Sorry.
I'm not sure whether many of you are aware of the story from Yellowstone National Park when they took the wolves out. Yes? It's worth having a look at. They're actually currently making a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio about it.
Has everyone heard the story? Maybe
everyone heard the story. So they eradicated the wolves out of Yellowstone National Park, took the apex predators out, thinking that it was going to be the smart thing to do, and then watched the whole ecosystem just decline around it. And it's interesting actually reading it from an ecological point of view. It's a beautiful story as well. Then somebody smart decided that maybe this was the cause of the problem, that they had disrupted the ecosystem. I believe that we're doing the same thing by removing the Brumbies from the park. They've been there for 200 years, and they're a really, really important part of that ecological system and the balance. And people talk about the grasses getting long up there, the fire danger, the things that I watch the Brumbies eating up there. I wonder, there's serrated tussock up there. So what then happens when that's not being managed? Parks aren't managing the weeds up there now. The difference in the weed growth up there just in 2 years riding from Long Plain, where they've done the major eradication of Brumbies, is so noticeable. So I think from an ecological point of view, and I think, when you start to then look and say, now the dogs are out of control, and so then we're going to bait with 1080. We were up there riding for 4 days over this summer, and we didn't see a single Brumby, but we also didn't see a single wombat, wallaby, kangaroo. We saw a couple of cockatoos, no magpies, no eagles, no birds, and you think, this is a national park, and there wasn't a single indication of any native animal, Brumby, or we saw a couple of dogs was the thing. So I think that humans come in thinking that they're protecting the environment, they're doing the right thing by this fragile alpine system, and I think ultimately maybe all of this next generation are going to sit there when they're our age and we're long gone and have to fix the problem and go, oh, look what they did. They thought they were doing the right thing, and they totally destroyed the fragile system that's been there for 200 years. So if anybody's interested in any of the ecological stuff and, animals browsing and that sort of stuff that I read at night, so if anyone wants any more information, I'm more than happy to share it because it's really, really interesting.
What's your contact, what's the best way for anyone who's spoken for people to reach out if they're interested? Or
Yeah, for us it's probably just through the Snowy Brumby Horsemanship Facebook page. So there's an email on there that gets looked at daily by Claire and then come give me a call, come and have a cup of tea, come and have a look at the serrated tussock that has been eaten, come and meet some of the Brumbies if there are people out there that haven't experienced Brumby experience. Snowy Brumby Horsemanship and every farm that has Snowy Brumbies on it, we all have an open gate policy. Everyone's welcome. So, please come.
I was just wondering how many years would it take for or how many million years would it take for a Brumby or all the Brumbies to do the amount of damage that the Snowy Hydro has done to our national park?
Yeah, but they're not paying millions and millions of dollars.
Exactly. Thank you, darling.
Another question.
Sorry, I came late, so I'm not sure if you guys have discussed this, but removing politics and conspiracy and all that, the nearly 100 million that Snowy 2.0 actually paid national parks to kind of protect the environment or improve the environment, and then national parks have to come along and go, oh, we have to look like we're spending this money because, we got it, and horses are big animals, and it's obvious, and then with the baiting and everything, they're just going for the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. So like the lowest, the most easy to be noticeable because they have I think it was 98 million. Do you guys know about that?
I don't know the numbers, but I'm not surprised that it's that high.
I think they have 10 years to prove that they've improved the environment in some way, and I'm not sure when the payment happened. It was recent. It wasn't 5 years ago. But
Yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is, and now it's what can we do? And I think one of the things that I've heard today is very much we all need to work together, and bringing together people who are conscious and respectful and strategic. And, you guys with the work with the serrated tussock is just phenomenal and amazing, and thank you so much because that really is talking their language and has so much potential. It's the most exciting thing I've heard. And it's looking at it a different way, which is kind of what we've got to do. Screaming and shouting, I personally don't think petitions are going to do this. So it's staying positive. It's coming up with amazing innovation like this. And what else? What else haven't we thought of? And creating that safety, as we've said, in the group, so we all feel safe. We can think creatively together and come up with things like that, or expand on what the great work you guys have already done. Thank you all so much for coming today. Thank you to the brilliant speakers for all your wisdom and knowledge. I've certainly learned a lot. I want to follow closer. Please let us know what else we can do. There is a QR code here, so please register that you're here. It's from the Country Telegraph. I think they're just tracking numbers and things of supporters. I think that's what that is. I'm not positive. Oh, okay, so they're releasing it. So these numbers, so our names are going to go in with the petition for the courts for politics. So it actually is more than whether you're yes or no. Okay, it's all anonymous. It's just a vote. Okay, great. So definitely, if you've turned up, grab that QR code. There's also a raffle. Is that correct? Yes. Can I give you the mic because you know what you're talking about?
So an amazing supporter of the Brumby groups, her name is Deb. She organised a massive hamper over the last couple of days for everyone attending rallies all over the country. So if you're willing, there's post-its here. Just write your name, even just your first name and your email address. Pop them in the blue bag, and one person from every rally around the country will win a prize. Now, some of them are beautiful mugs with horses and Brumbies painted on them. Others are trinkets and things, and stands like iPad stands made out of horseshoes. There's some really beautiful stuff, and a massive thanks and shout out to Deb for organising that for all the rallies today. And thank you guys.
That's a wrap now. Anyone else? This is the last chance if you want to say anything. But thank you all for coming. Thank you, Sam, for organising us and bringing us all together. Let's stick together with positivity and come up here and put your name on the QR or the vote. Sorry, not your name. You don't have to have your name on there. The vote for the QR code, which is going to Parliament. Is that correct?
They'll release numbers on Facebook on Country Telegraph.
Country Telegraph will release it on Facebook on Tuesday. Okay. And the raffles, they're post-its.